I'm back from an incredible 2 weeks in Portugal, and I have to tell you, the overnight flight strategy I used this time was a game changer. I managed to arrive in Lisbon feeling actually human, which is saying something for someone who usually looks like a zombie after long flights. Today, I am going to show you exactly how I packed this personal item bag to not just survive, but actually thrive on that 8-hour overnight flight to Lisbon. Let's go. We all know when you are packing carry-on only, your personal item bag requires a lot of strategic planning, especially if there are items that absolutely cannot go in a suitcase that might possibly get checked or gate checked, like your medications and lithium batteries. For this trip, I used my favorite PackSafe backpack, which I will admit is a little smaller than what I usually use for international trips. So I had to be extra strategic this time. Today, I am going to break down every single item I packed and why it earned its place in my backpack. We're going to start at the bottom of the bag with what I call my insurance outfit. This is the outfit that I pack in case the flights get messed up and my luggage ends up staying in Boston or possibly even making its way to another country entirely. This goes in first at the very bottom of the backpack because hopefully you won't actually need it. But if you do, you will be so very grateful that it is there. For this trip, I packed this cute little skirt from Athleta. It is perfect for Portugal's very warm summer weather, and it's, I think, a little more versatile than shorts. A short sleeve linen shirt that I could layer or wear alone, and obviously clean underwear because that's a non-negotiable after an 8-hour flight. Plus, all of these items will coordinate well with the clothing that I wore as my travel outfit. Now, what I actually wore on the plane was all about comfort. These amazing Old Navy linen pants that are basically pajamas disguised as real clothes. A tank top with a built-in bra because I just can't stand underwire on long flights. My merino wool hoodie for temperature control, which ended up being very, very smart because the flight from Boston to Lisbon had to have been one of the coldest flights I have ever been on. It was freezing in there. Then I added this colorful scarf that kept my neck very warm and my reef sneakers that I could easily slip on and off. The key here is always layers because those airplane temperatures are completely unpredictable. I felt so bad for some of the people around me that were only wearing shorts and tank tops, and they just had that thin little blanket that Delta gave them. They had to have been so cold. The next thing I pack, usually closer to the bottom, is my post-flight freshen up kit. This is what you will need so that you can feel, well, fresh as soon as you step foot into your destination instead of feeling like maybe you've been camping for a week. And the first thing I want to do when I get off the plane, besides pee, is brush my teeth. Luckily, today's sponsor is the perfect travel companion for not only giving your teeth that oh so fresh feeling, but also managing all of your oral care when traveling. The sakyproral G5S Smart Electric Toothbrush is a lifesaver, or at least a mouth saver. After 8 hours of sodas, coffee, salty airplane snacks, and that weird airplane dehydrated feeling, I needed serious oral care, not just a quick brush with a tiny disposable toothbrush. This thing has an AI smart screen that literally maps your mouth and shows you exactly which areas you've cleaned and which areas still need some attention. When you're exhausted and foggy-brained from a long flight, it's so easy to rush through brushing and miss some spots. But this little screen keeps you accountable. It tracks all 6 oral zones in real time. It gives you a little buzz when it's time to switch areas and times your brushing so that you get a full 3 minutes, ensuring your daily dental health no matter where you are. Plus, there are 5 different modes to choose from, so you can customize your own brushing experience. To combat my love of red wine and coffee, I choose the whitening option, but you can also choose from beginner, fast, massage, or gentle, depending on your own personal needs. The travel case is TSA friendly, and honestly, it's so compact. I was a little worried about dedicating some of my precious personal item space to an electric toothbrush, but this case is smaller than most, well, all toiletry bags, really. It's kind of the size of a pencil case. And the toothbrush has a battery that will last up to 150 days on a single charge. It's so nice not to have to worry about bringing extra batteries or even another charging cable with you on the trip. These diamond-shaped brush heads are designed to reach everywhere, even in those hard to reach back molar areas. And after using this for a while, I really love how clean my teeth, gums, and my whole mouth really feels after every brushing. And for those of us who don't have the brain space to remember when you need to change the brush heads, the blue bristles will fade and change color, so you'll know it's time to change them. If you would like to try out the sakyproral G5S electric toothbrush for yourself, I will have the link below in the description and the first pinned comment to make it easy to find. Thank you again to sakyproral for sponsoring today's video. Now let's talk about the rest of my Freshen Up kit. After brushing my teeth, which yes, I often do in the airport bathroom, I'll swipe on one of these deodorant wipes to help combat what I call flight sweat. No matter how cold it is on that plane, I still feel like I get a little sweaty. Then I like to use these Thera eye drops because airplane air is basically like flying through the Sahara Desert. And then I'll swipe on some tinted lip balm that gives me a little bit of color while keeping my lips from cracking. Then I finally feel a little human again, which is a good thing for this trip because it took almost 2 hours to go through passport control in Lisbon the day that we landed. Whew, that was a long wait. Next up, let's talk about the comfort zone, or what I call my flying cocoon. When I am flying overnight, I like to create a space or vibe, if you will, that allows me to pretty much eliminate outside distractions. Kids playing games, beverage cart going by, the person next to me snoring. I want to be able to be in my own little world and ignore all of those things. And I usually do this by watching a movie or getting into a really good book. I do bring my own Bluetooth headphones and this Me Bluetooth adapter that I can use to watch the movies on the plane or TV shows if there is a good one that I really want to watch. But more often than not, I usually just like to read a good, engaging fictional novel. Because I do have Amazon Prime, I get a free Kindle book every month, and I'll save up a few of those to have when I travel, or I'll download a friend's recommendation or two. Which, by the way, since I have multiple 30-hour travel days coming up for our trip to South Africa, please let me know if you have some good book recommendations. I love pretty much everything but science fiction or super heavy fantasy. And I am sure I am not the only one looking for reading recommendations this summer. So please drop your recommendations down in the comments below. I know we will all appreciate it. Once I'm done with the movie, or it's just time to try to get a little sleep on the plane, I'm going to pull out the Sun Travel Pillow Eye Mask Combo. Now, for years, I have used the Turtle neck rest pillow, and it's worked fairly well, but this was the first time I used the Sun, and it truly is a game changer, especially since I did not have a window seat this time. Because you can loop the straps around the headrest on your seat and then strap the eye mask across your face, it helps keep your head upright and in a much more ergonomic position. It worked really well, at least for airplane sleeping, if you know what I mean. I really think that unless you are traveling in first or business class, it is always going to be a struggle to sleep sitting up in a seat. For electronics, I really tried to keep it simple for this trip. I did bring my laptop, hard drives, my DJI Pocket 3 camera, and all of the charging cables I need for all of those things. I packed 2 portable chargers. One I did end up using with my phone on the flight just to make sure that I had a fully charged phone when I landed in Lisbon, since we had a driver that was meeting us. Now, talking about portable chargers, there have been a lot of changes to different airlines' policies on using portable chargers when in flight. So make sure you know what those policies are before you go to fly somewhere. So far, the only US airline that has an in-flight policy change is Southwest Airlines, and they are requiring that the portable charger be in plain view when it is being used to charge something. But as we all know, when one airline starts a new policy, others are usually not very far behind in implementing those policies too. And finally, I packed a few snacks like these edamame snack packs, which I love, and some nuts just to make sure that I was getting some protein on that travel day. And it was a good thing too, because Delta's food on that flight from Boston to Lisbon was pretty subpar in comparison to what I've usually been served in the Comfort Plus seats. It was very, very disappointing. Plus, I had my collapsible water bottle with me so I could stay hydrated throughout the flights. But the real secret weapon to keeping this trip to Portugal successful from the minute we stepped out of the Lisbon airport is in this little case here, a full scientifically proven system to helping you prevent jet lag and adjust to new time zones faster. And in this video over here, I go over exactly how this jet lag prevention protocol works. Thank you so much for choosing to watch this video today. I hope you have safe and wonderful travels.